Men's Booth.
Man, Jay, good to see you.
Same here, boss.
Looking very soft.
Thank you, boss. Same
Soft.
here.
How's be your time?
Fine.
Papa Charlie.
Oh boy.
Papa Charlie.
The ambassador.
Papa Charlie.
The ambassador himself.
Papa
You
Charlie.
look good.
They say worry. Now man you be. Now man
Complete man.
Guys.
Men.
Mash man.
Manager.
Man.
Good to
man.
see you.
I greet you, sir.
You're welcome, man.
Uncle Sam,
Well done, bro. Uncle Sammy.
welcome.
You're
You're
welcome.
not looking very soft though. See
Let's
softness.
read, even though we met at the gate.
Yeah.
Met at the gate already.
Softness,
Hi,
man.
guys.
Looking good.
We are good.
Good to see you.
What's happening?
Yeah, we're fine.
Are we still man enough?
Of course.
Always.
Okay.
And
What
time.
does that mean exactly? Man enough. What does
Okay.
it mean? Man enough.
Interestingly, there are some men watching us, women too, watching us on Men's Booth. So I think we should kick off with welcoming men, women, and young adults watching us.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, let's bring them in first.
Welcome everyone. This is Man's Booth, where we talk about real issues that have to do with men. Just before we went live, we were talking about real man, and I thought to ask, what is, or what do we mean when we say real man? What are those things that we look at, or when we see in a man, we say this man is a real man? Let's start with that.
Okay, but okay, just so we don't lose the track for those who were with us last time,
Yeah.
we were on. Just a little recap. We came from, trying to analyze
Who a
who
man
is
is.
man enough. We came from who a man is,
Yes.
from the biblical angle and what society expects of a man,
Yes.
and then we delved into who is man enough.
Yes.
And then we try to establish different
Scenarios.
scenarios
Scenarios,
where
yeah.
people will say he or she or he is not man enough or he's man enough. We're able to establish a scenario where someone is accosted on the road by another man and says he's not man enough, and Brother Charles did justice on that. And then we came over to husband and wife, where the man is expected to be man up, and if he's not man enough. And the question I wanted to ask Jay was, in the area where husband and wife, living together, and then you have procreation. You have your first child is a particular gender, second child the same gender, third child is the same gender. You usually would have scenarios where one of or both of the couple would want to have the alternate gender. Say for instance, 3 girls in a row,
You want to have a boy,
you want to have a boy,
or 3 boys in a row, you want to have a
you
girl.
want to have a girl. Does it make you less a man? In this instance, Jay, how do you think the man should react?
Okay, let me use my family as an example. We are 6 boys in our house, but their plans, as they told us, were just 3. They only wanted
When
to
you say
have
6
3.
boys, I said little
3
wonder
men.
little wonder
Men.
you're so man enough. You're so manly.
So their plan was at 3. So the first one, boy. Second one, boy. Third one, boy. So my mom wasn't really happy. So she wanted another
A
baby.
girl. She wanted a girl.
Yeah, she wanted a girl. So they
Fourth
gave birth
one.
to that one, a boy. Okay. Then on to the 5th one, a boy. On to the 6th one, a boy. So even the last 3 were even names, female names, because even when she went to scan and they told her it's me, she didn't believe. She was actually praying, thinking that God would change. But he
That's why you're
already
wearing
put
the
the,
flowery shirt. I don't wear that.
So-
Are you one of the last 3?
No, I am one of the first 3. So that makes me understand something. Yoruba used to say, "Olo lo ma fe olomo," which basically means God give children. So he knows what he wants to give you. So, in a situation where, okay, for example, now they said, if as a man, you get your first fruit is a male, they say, a female, they say, your wife not keep for grand. If you want born, can't drink agbujedi. No. Even if you take all that, you pray, you fast from that.
So we'll put it in proper perspective. Your father, he didn't make him less of a man.
He didn't make him less of a man.
And if the 6 of you turned out to be girls, it wouldn't have made him any less
At all.
a
Don't
man.
be in a hurry. Sir.
Wait.
Don't be in a hurry.
Okay.
Some, when we look in African mentality,
Aha. I was waiting for him to go that
they
way.
believe that if you don't have a male in the house is not complete.
And the man is not man enough.
He-
So in the African mentality, we've dealt with if there is no child at all.
It's not
No,
man
It's
enough
not man
for
enough.
us.
In this instance, now there's a child.
Sir,
But it's a
sir,
girl.
they
Yes.
will not even say the man is not man enough.
Yes.
They will put the blame on the woman.
Ah,
So they will
yeah.
have to tell the man to go and marry another woman.
Yes.
Maybe that one can give him a male child.
Okay, so let's do a quick recap. So if there is no child at all, the man is not man enough.
He's not man enough.
If there is a child and it's a girl, right?
Yes.
Then it's the woman that is not woman enough.
Yes. To
So they have to get a replacement.
another woman.
To make the man
Then
man enough.
Yeah.
what about if
All right.
there are children and they are all boys? Who
if-
takes the fall?
no, there's no
who is
fault.
not man enough?
No, he's
Who is
saying that
not
the
man
man is a
enough?
man.
No. If all the children in the house are male, the man is good.
The man is good.
Okay, like Ademanago said, that every child is your child. And you know that the children are a gift. Children are a gift.
Yes.
Whether it's a male or a female. So at that point, you take it from the point that, okay, Abraham, spiritual man, whether it's a male or a female, that one is a gift. That child is a gift. So with that, you can take away the pressure of whether you're not man enough or you're not a woman enough too as well. Because you see the incursions that will happen also in the family. Sometimes, before all of this come up, if only just the couple, there's peace. Even when, okay, I understand that it's the male that you're not giving me
When you say couple, when
okay, sorry.
don't
Okay,
understand.
the male and the female, oh yeah, calm down.
When there's
The
a
husband and
couple,
wife, okay, sorry, now, Marsha, sorry. Okay, husband,
husband and
okay,
wife.
let me put it in the context. Husband and wife. At that point, you know that when they sit together, they can understand and go through the process. But when they begin to have the interference of family and everything, they begin to have that increased societal measure that this man is not man enough, this woman is not woman enough.
societal expectation.
Expectation that, to give us. I have a family that I know. The man and the couple had 4 girls, as in different ages. As in, you can see, first one a girl, second one a girl, third one a girl, fourth one a girl. And there was like pressure. I knew there was pressure because every time she came to church, you could see in her face, you could see everything, expectation. But I told her, I said, no, what happens? The truth is, God will give you at the right time. And the 5th child was a boy. And you could see like you could really feel like,
Self-relief.
sorry, like finally I'm vindicated, whichever way it is, so that we can stop the society, because society will bring it to you, but you must always come back to get solace from God's truth.
Sorry, Sammy. I like what you did. Though this is men's booth, but we've been able to touch on the man's aspect of the discussion. And do you know that we've been able to also touch on the woman's aspect, because it started off with you saying, so if it's 4 girls or 1 girl, the woman is not woman enough. I like the fact that he equally buttressed that fact with this scenario you threw up, you know, the burden on the woman and all of that, and then she had a little solace. It's something that our viewers would definitely benefit from.
Yeah,
Sammy.
I agree. Now, for someone that have seen things like that happen, the part that I want to put light on with regards to what you just said, just to pick up a little from what you just said, have to do with, you said for the male and the female, the husband and the wife, when it's just the 2 of them, there's not as much pressure. But when they now start letting society in, now it's part of being a man in terms of the man's office now, a husband. You know, the man becomes the husband, right? The office of the husband. It's primarily, in my opinion, primarily the job of the husband to put his house in such a way that it is insulated from society. I'm not asking you to take it away from society, but it's insulated from society. Where, I take for instance, you have a couple, a man and his wife, right? They're married. In this case, they've not had kids, right? That pressure would dare to come. But in society, you find that as a man, you have the bigger shield to hold your family off of that pressure.
Yeah.
Right? Now, one of the ways to do that I found out is, like you said, God's word.
Even though I don't agree with you totally.
Oh, you have a bigger shield, but I'll explain.
Yeah, bigger shield, yes. But
Yes.
when you say insulate from the society,
Yes, and I'll
you
explain
said
to you.
primarily it's the responsibility of the man
Yes.
to insulate the family.
Primarily. Which means the lady can support, but primarily it's the duty of the man, and I'll explain, right? So to hold that bigger shield and shield the family away from it. And what do I mean by primarily? Whether in this part of the world or any other part of the world, right? When issues like that come, there's a tendency to look at the woman first before they look at the man. There's this natural tendency to think, oh, maybe the reason for this prolonged period of not having it must be coming from the lady.
Yeah.
Now the truth is this: It's nobody's business. Now, if the woman goes out there and says, it's not your business, let's bring it to this part of the world. She gets into so much trouble.
Yeah.
If the man goes out there and says, it's nobody's business, everybody seems to say, oh, it's his family. If he says, no, not our business,
True,
he gets
true,
into
true,
it.
yeah.
Hence the reason why I
Yeah.
said primarily.
Yeah.
So if there is heat in the home, right, the magnitude or the intensity of the heat in the home can be controlled by the man.
True.
I agree.
It can.
No, in this instance,
Yeah.
I agree. I thought you were talking of in the instance where there is dispute, disagreement, discord in the family.
Oh, no.
Because when you use the term, it is the primarily is the responsibility of the man to insulate the family from the society.
From the external forces now.
From external forces. So I was looking at it from who actually usually between the man and the woman would want to go to an external forces or invite an external force
It's
when there
majorly
is.
the woman.
It's majorly the
You know,
woman. So
let-
hold on. I think we'll make it another topic on another day.
Yeah.
Whose responsibility is
I'm
it
telling
to
you the truth.
insulate
Yeah,
from?
yeah.
Because so the moment you said that, my mind kept running around
Running
to say,
around.
how would I stop my wife from going to? Of course, I know I can and all of
Yes.
that. But how can a man really totally
It's something
prevent?
that we would look at.
You
because
know,
it's something
his wife
that-
from going
Yeah.
to
From going
her
to
friends,
friends,
Yeah.
mother,
families.
families,
Yes.
you know, to discuss
Just
their
a
problems.
quick hint, they will go. They will do so. All right, so I agree with you, but hold that thought. We'll be going on the break now, and we'll be back shortly. See you on the other side.
Men's Booth.
Welcome back. Now, before we went on the break, we were talking about man and his role in the family in shielding or insulating his family from the societal pressures with regards to different issues in the home. And I said the man is a primary shield bearer in terms of shielding the family. Then Marshall gave us some of his points and how he agreed and how he thought I was talking about the different line, which is an area that I'm also interested in explaining or us going into, but that would most likely be in another day's topic. But before we go off this episode, I would like the rest of the men in the house, in the booth, to give us their own 2 cents with regards to this matter. Man of God, let's hear from you.
Yes, I think the man naturally would be the one that would get to shield. And sometimes before the man even come to speak up, they've had that interaction, himself and his wife about interaction. I want to go back to a very funny incident happened in the Bible. When the Bible talked about how that the children of Israel, the people at the time were selling their possessions and coming to drop at the disciples' feet. Ananias came and remember Ananias and Sapphira, the one issue,
the
popular one. The man first came and said, "This is what it is," and he fell. By the time the woman came, because they agreed, of course, she just wanted to go toe the line. That's a negative part of it.
Yeah,
That's a
but
negative thing.
principle.
But you can see the principle.
Yeah.
So in itself, it means that as a man, as a couple, you're supposed to get to ensure that everything is there. Though the parents would naturally be concerned that you don't have children or things like this happen. But you as a man, you're supposed to see, no matter what happens, we have this covered. God is in control, and we are putting this together. The best that people can do, rather than complain, pray. Because even Bible scripture already said, Philippians chapter 4 say, rather than complain and everything, I like to look at the Amplified and Message translation. Say, change the grumblings to prayers with thanksgiving. So change all your grumblings and complaints. You never born. Why you never give me picking? Rather begin to say that, okay, Father, I thank you because for my daughter-in-law, for my son-in-law, children will come, and I am going to carry my children. I'm going to carry my grandchildren. With time, I see. It's just a matter of time. With time, truly and most certainly, it will happen. That's my
Because
own
God's word
message.
never comes back void.
Yeah,
God's
that's my
already
own
blessed
yeah.
you.
God have said it.
Yes, you were saying it earlier in the previous episode where you talked about every man is carrying the blessing that God has put on him. As long as you hold on to God's word, it always produces what it talks about.
Yeah.
But it's left for you to plug in.
activate
Yeah,
it.
to activate that which you have put on. Charles, I would like for you to.
Yeah. Everybody has said beautiful things. We've all spoken beautifully. I also want to just add 1 or 2 things. It is true that it's the man's principal responsibility to shield the family because he is the head of the family. The wife is a helpmate. It is what the man projects that the wife helps amplifies. That's how it is. If you project faith as a man, your wife helps amplifies your faith. So, but if you project your fears, your wife helps amplifies your fears.
True.
So, if you look at Abraham, God spoke to the wife and said, "You bear a child." The wife laughed. But when he told Abraham, Abraham gave thanks to God. He gave thanks to God. That now made Sarah key into the blessings of the Lord and his promises. Did it come to pass? Yes, it did. So it should be so for every family.
So some will say the man is the shield, the wife is the amplifier. Yeah, let's hear from you, Jay.
Okay, thank you. I think.
Because sorry, Jay, because if you look at it seriously, it is what you give to the woman that she would amplify for you.
Yes.
So I might have said it as a joke.
No, but
Because
that's
but that's
No, but it's the truth.
fact.
It's the
Like
truth.
what Charles said, if you
That's
give it to her, she would amplify it.
Yes.
If you give her faith and confidence, she would amplify
Yes.
it. If you give her fear, she would amplify
concur
it.
to that.
If you give her a sperm cell, she will
She
amplify
amplifies
it.
it to
Yes.
the baby.
That's
Fantastic.
her job to amplify. And you see, it takes a well brought up man to
True.
understand
True.
this.
True.
Now, if you look to media, if you look to society, you tend to miss that. Right? But if you put a boy in a proper environment where these things are being taught, because that's something I think is seriously lacking. That atmosphere where the boys are being taught how to become men.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So now the funny thing is, when he now becomes any kind of man, the society now comes and points finger at him. Meanwhile, the atmosphere for the boy to become the kind of man he is supposed to be was not
not
made
even there.
available. It was not made available.
Jay, you were
So
gonna
Jay,
speak.
let's put it on your court.
Okay, I think I only had one or two, and you guys have really said a lot. So, but the little I want to add is that a man is a protector.
Yes.
We are the family is in our hands. Whatever you want your family to be, you are the one to decide. If you want your family to be good, you make them good. If you want your family to be bad, you make them bad. And for you to be a man, it means there's like we have both male and female. So God decided to make me a man and decided to make this one a woman. It means there's something in me that I need to input in her, and something in her that she needs to input in me. So we coming together makes us a strong pillar. So I think a man is, and there's a lot of qualities for you to like, maybe a lot of qualities or a lot of things that make you a man. But first of all, your responsibility, and part of your responsibility is you being able to guide and protect your family. A man that can guide and protect his family, a man, I just see like, okay, maybe this guy just wants to be a baby father. That's what I see, because some people are scared. When we look at some family, we see the wife being more courageous than the man. But that doesn't take the situation whereby the man is still a man. So as a man, you are the first leader of your family. So whatever you do, your wife, your children, they follow. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, well said.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So we are going to be rounding up this episode, but we're going to be coming back with deeper, stronger topics that we will need to look into, like the role of a man in a marriage, the role of a man in raising a son or a boy into a man, and so many others. We're going to be looking into that. Then what is expected of a father with regards to a son? What is expected of a father with regards to the wife, with regards to the home? What are the things he ought to bring in to that home to make that home a home?
A lot
What
of
kind of
topics will be coming
vision
away.
should the father have for his family? Because
Sure.
if not all the problems that we have right now in society stems from family. Yes, and the fact that fathers now lack vision for their family. They just think being married is just about procreating, just giving birth to children.
You just keep working, procreating,
After
and
I
these
pay
children
the school fees.
Yeah, pay
You know,
the, you
that's
pay the
actually
school
school
fees,
syndrome.
and then the mother will do the school runs until you don't even know the
about
classes
that
where
child?
your
Even
children
most parents don't do school runs anymore.
they don't.
They leave their kids for their
School
house
bus,
helps and
you know,
Sure.
Yeah, so
We'll be
so
looking
we,
at all
we,
of
we
that.
have families now that don't have a vision. We have families that don't know where they're going to. They're just existing, as it were. So we're going to be looking at all that and putting great ideas in your heart and mind, so you know the right way to do things, the God-man way to do things. Abraham had vision for his family, for his generation, you know, for people that his children to come. God gave him a clear picture of what they should be, and he raised them that way. So imagine if men of this day would have that kind of clarity and they're able to raise their kids to become God men. the kind of man that God expects them to be. Now, these are the kind of topics we're going to be looking at, and I'm sure that at the end of it, you are going to be better than you were when you started watching this.
Not like the snake at all.
Very true. Very true. Very
So true, so true, Ash. Oh goodness, oh goodness.
We'd like our viewers to stay tuned because
Yeah.
it's going to be, you'll be learning a lot.
A lot.
We'll be educating you. We'll be
Yeah.
entertaining you as well. Don't worry, it's not, we're trying to make it not so rigid, so it's not all about just educating you. We'll try to have fun too, try to be relaxed. So what I'd ask you to do is join us same time next week as we hope to bring you another interesting episode of Men's Booth. Remember, if it concerns the men, we would be here to bring you all the sides and all the facts.
Yeah.
My name is Marshall Anthony Onoye, and here's
Sam Samuels.
And of course, I'm Paul Bassa, the ambassador.
Man of God.
Oh shit.
And I remain Charles. What's up, I said?
And I'm Jay Preach, the preacher man. God bless you.
Bye bye.
Men's Booth.